how are we? Are we tired? We'll just wait for some people to come in, but yeah. Hello, give us a wave if you're here. Great. Oh, okay, people are getting here. Great, this is good. So yeah, like I've said in my stories, like my sleep has been shit lately. Nightmares, waking up, like wake up and just feel like ugh. So today I'm going to show you a sequence on the feet that is going to help you kind of relax. We're going to focus a lot on the head and like points of tension in the body. Hello. Yeah, and I mean, I've posted so many stories today. Thank you everyone for sharing, but if people haven't seen, I'm going to do this every night at 9 until Sunday, because I think so much of sleep is like doing these things consistently. So I'm going to do it every night at 9 o'clock. So if you want to join me, then I'll be here and I'll get the video saved, and then it will just be there forever. And at the end of each day I'm going to share a little tip, like a little sleep hack thing that maybe you've not thought of or don't like know about, that I find quite useful. Like a lot of them are related around your phone. Like I find my phone is one of the biggest obstacles in getting to bed, or like just procrastinating throughout the day. So I've got a little phone tip for you tonight. But yeah, so if you're new here, say hello. Hi, I'm Katie, by the way. So yeah, I'm a reflexologist, and I'm going to talk you through some reflexology on the feet. I'll show you the placements. I will be flipping the camera around so you can see more of my foot throughout. Do feel free to ask questions. I might not see them, but I will scroll through when we change feet and at the end. So you'll want like an oil or a balm, a moisturiser. You don't have to have one. Hi. Yeah, you don't have to have one. It does help just to kind of move easily over the skin, but don't worry if you don't have one, it's not desperate. You'll need that. You'll probably want a towel, just so you don't get oil all over your bed, and maybe a sock to put on after, again, so you don't get oil all over the bed, and just keeps you nice and warm. So the way you might want to sit to do this, so you could either sit kind of, gosh, you can't really see this, can you? Sit like cross-legged and work on your feet down here. You might want to do it like this. You could grab a pillow to support under your other leg if that's uncomfortable. I'm actually going to be sat on the edge of the bed, kind of working like that. You could also sit kind of back here with your foot up there. So just in whatever way is most comfortable for you, and yeah, move around if you do get uncomfortable. Sometimes it can be a bit of an odd position to be in. What else is there to tell you? What is reflexology? So if you don't know, it's an acupressure therapy where different points in the hands or feet, today we'll be working on the feet, but also in the face and in the ears, correspond to different parts of the body, and by working into them we can have an impact on the way they function, and it can encourage like blood, oxygen, energy to go to those areas, and hopefully in time you should see a change in symptom patterns. So with like symptom patterns today, what we're talking about is we're hoping to see our sleep improve, because we're all very tired. Pandemic fatigue is real. So with that, also reflexology is a bit different to massage in that you don't have to work super hard. I generally use like a light to medium pressure in all of my treatments and get like really great results. You don't have to like really go in, but equally if you feel you want a deeper pressure, you're comfortable doing that, it's not going to hurt your hands, then also please feel free to. As with all of this, work in a way that's comfortable. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to start on my left foot, but I think it's going to look like your right foot. Do let me know. So just grab your towel. You'll probably want to pop your towel underneath your foot. I'll show you in a second. So gonna come this way, so if you need to move your phone, you'll just be able to see more of my foot this way. I'm gonna come like this. So yeah, does this look like your right foot? I guess it does to you. It doesn't matter, it's going to be the same on both feet, but you do have different reflexes on different foot because your right side matches up to your right foot and your left side of your body to your left foot. So grab your oil or moisturiser, warm it up in your hands. Hi Stella. Oh, it's so nice, there's so many of you here. So yeah, just work all over the foot. So mostly going to be working on the sole of the foot today. Just gently working all over. This is like your full body massage in reflexology. Also, if you are pregnant, we're going to work into the head reflex first. Work there very, very lightly. You've got some reflexes there that can be quite sensitive in birth, and also we use them in preparation for birth treatment, so just be mindful of that if you are pregnant. So, the head reflex is all of your big toe. So, you can use this little walking motion. And what you're feeling for is like crunchy bits that feel like bubble wrap or like sugar or sand under the skin. Maybe it feels like a little knot that you get in your back, but in your toe. Sounds weird, but when you'll feel one, you'll be like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got a bit there. So what you want to do is work into that area, because that's going to be a bit that needs a little bit of extra attention. So that would suggest there's something in that area of the body that we want to work with. You can just work into the whole of the big toe. And now we're going to work the pineal reflex. This is a little gland that's in your brain. And so if you kind of come down the sides of your big toe, you'll feel there's like, on this outside edge, there's a little bone that juts out. You're going to rock over that. So the pineal gland, like really, what's the word? Melatonin, produces melatonin, which is to do with your sleep-wake cycle. So if you've been really tired, your sleep's been a bit erratic, you might feel that this is quite crunchy. Then we're going to come underneath where we were just working, along here. So you can go back and forth with your thumb, you can take little steps. So this is your neck reflex. So one of those areas where we all carry loads of tension. Then we're going to come to the shoulder reflex. So it's this kind of, can you see how this outside edge here almost looks like a shoulder? So again, you can work that. Yeah, wow. So this is mega crunchy for me. My shoulders crack every morning throughout the day. So this isn't surprising that this area for me is really tender. I also find if I'm stressed, my shoulders end up around my ears. And then we're going to give the ball of your foot just a bit of a massage. So this whole area represents your chest. So if if you find your breathing's been a bit restricted, or maybe you're just not breathing at all. Oh no, you guys chat away in the comments, I love it. So I like to think of this as being like someone stroking my chest. I find that super comforting. It's also a really nice thing just to do to yourself. And then I'm gonna show you the spine reflex. So I'll come here. So this actually runs the whole way along the arch of your foot. So we're gonna work into another part of the neck. So these are like the bones in your neck. So if you feel there's like a joint here and a joint here, there's a bone in the middle, you want to run up and down the bone. Might be more comfortable just to go up and down it like that. So yeah, always working in a way that's comfortable. Don't twist your hands in any strange way or you're going to hurt yourself. Then you're going to hop over this joint here, and again just take a moment to run your fingers down the inside edge of your foot, and you'll feel there's a bone, like a long bone. You want to come up and down there. So this is like your thoracic spine, so like your kind of middle spine. Again, where so many of us hold tension, spine also houses a huge part of our nervous system. I think everyone's just in a bit of a permanent state of fight flight at the moment, so you want to spend some time calming that. And then you can come up in front of the ankle. So stroking is quite nice. So this is for your lumbar spine. And then you can also, where we were doing that line before, you can continue back the way. Yeah, that feels really nice. So this is another way to work into the lumbar spine. And we're going to come back to the sole of the foot, and I'm going to come to, so imagine there's a line here. So this line's actually your diaphragm reflex. That's another nice one to work, especially if your breathing's been a bit off lately. Like I just stop breathing when I'm stressed. But in the middle of that, but kind of like, so you've got your second and third toe come down, you'll feel there's a dip in the centre of your foot. So this is your solar plexus reflex. I feel like you'll probably hear me talking about the solar plexus reflex all the time. It's one of my favourites. So it's like your emotional centre, if you're thinking in terms of like energy and chakras, but also it's a big like nerve ganglion in your body that has a lot to do with like your digestion and things. I'll have to brush up my facts on that because they escape me right now. This is what lack of sleep does to you. But I find this so soothing. And at the end, we'll do a little solar plexus breathing, which I will show you. And then just go back to any areas where you felt any tension in particular. So this little pineal bit, this is like, you could think of this as your sleep button almost. My shoulders. Could also just give this area a bit of a once over. This is your digestive system. And just the whole foot. And then we're just going to do a little wiggle on each toe. And that is your first foot done. So I'm going to shimmy the camera around. If you want to, you can pop a sock on now. So I've got a little sock here. I'm just going to pop that on. We are going to run over slightly a bit today. Well, I say run over, probably be like 20 minutes or so. Now I'm going to turn the camera this way. I'm going to come to my other foot. So how's that as an angle for you guys? Cool, so grabbing your oil or your moisturiser. Sorry, I just put my foot on the floor and now I've got bits all over it. I was going to say how are you all doing, but I guess you've all got oily hands. So, just going all over. I'm going to start in this big toe area for the head reflex again. So if you get headaches, if you're stressed, even if you've just got loads of thoughts whirring around, you may feel that crunchiness under the skin. And that is what we're feeling for as a reflexologist. That's one of like the main kind of things I'll be looking for. There are some other indicators of when a reflex is out of balance, but that's a real clear one. And then I'm gonna come down either side of the big toe, find that little bone that juts out on the outside edge of your foot, here. And just rock back and forth. So as I said, if you've been quite tired, this might be quite a tender area, quite crunchy. Yep, I can feel that there. And then you're going to come underneath into like this little area here for the neck reflex. So we're just really focusing on reflexes to kind of release tension, kind of slow us down. I think that's a huge part of this, is just taking a bit of time to slow down. Even if you feel like you're just sat on the sofa all day, there's a lot of stress in the world. And then coming to that outside edge, you can kind of see there's a little foot shoulder. You can also just make big circles. So yeah, I can feel a crunchy bit right on the edge there. And it's kind of gone now. So yeah, sometimes they disappear really quickly. Other times it takes a while. Sometimes even with multiple treatments, if you like always have a bit of a clicky shoulder, say, that might kind of just stay for a long period of time, but it will ease up the shoulder. And we're going to work into that chest area. God, I instinctively just take a big deep breath in when I do that. That is one of my favourite things about showing people reflexology, is that I calm down. And then I'm going to do that spine reflex again. So this little bone in between the two joints, that's your like neck reflex, or the bones in your neck. So if you are prone to like migraines at all, I'd really recommend working into the whole of that head, to this bit here, and then also down here. Then gonna hop over this joint here, and again take a moment to find that long bone along the arch of your foot. Just feel for where it is. Yeah, there it is. And you're gonna walk, so kind of like underneath the bone is where you're coming. So actually you can just go along it like this. Yeah, I've got a little crunch here. My back clicks there. It's amazing how accurately you can spot things. I had a client once that was like, oh, your back's particularly tender in these very specific joints, and then he was like, that's where I broke my back several years ago. So you can really pick up very specifically with reflexology. Then for the lower spine, you can just come up in front. You could take these little steps if you like, or just go back and forth. Again, always working in a way that's comfortable for you. You don't have to work very hard. Just always comfort is going to be the biggest thing when you're doing it on yourself. And again, you can come back. Also, if you're pregnant, be careful on this inside edge of your foot. Just stay above the heel, because that is your uterus reflex. Actually, if anybody is interested in reflexology for periods, I've got a little tutorial on my website that you can follow. But that's not suitable for pregnancy. Just in case anyone's pregnant that's watching this. You're going to come back to the sole of your foot, just coming underneath the ball of your foot. That's that diaphragm reflex. Again, I find myself instinctively breathing more deeply when I do this. And just coming in between that second and third toe, coming down. And finding the dip for your solar plexus reflex. My absolute fave. It's always what I end treatments with. And then just taking a moment to go over any part of the foot that you want to go back to, anywhere that felt particularly good. So I'm doing this little reflex here. So this was your like sleep one very specific to sleep anyway. I'll go over that spine because that was crunchy. And I'm going to do that chest because it felt really good. And then just wiggling each toe to finish. Now I'm going to flip the camera back up so you can see me. So feel free just to continue working on your feet while I manoeuvre. Hello. Hiya. So, I'm on the angle. There we go. Hi. So, if you'd like to work your solar plexus reflex on your feet for the little breathing, you can come here. You can cross over and work either side like that. So that was the reflex that was just here. Or if you prefer to, if it's awkward for you to work on both feet at the same time, you can find it on your hand, and that is in the center of your hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in, make big circles, hold the breath and the pressure, and exhale. We're going to breathe in, making big circles, holding the breath and the pressure, and release. We're just going to do 3 breaths this evening because I've rambled a lot to start. So breathing in, holding the breath and the pressure, and breathe out. Breathing in, holding the breath and the pressure, and breathing out. And one more time, breathing in, holding the breath and the pressure, and breathing out. And that's a little bit of reflexology for sleep. So, as I said, I'm going to come back here every night and talk less and start in the beginning. So I'll be here until Sunday at 9 o'clock. I thought it's kind of a good time to maybe switch off after this perhaps. But my little sleep thing for you tonight is like all of the sleep things. So the best thing to do is to go to bed and wake up at the same time. Like it gets your body into a rhythm, and I completely agree, but I think sometimes there can be roadblockers, and as I said, my phone is one of the worst. So I'm going to share a reel at the end of this on how to make your phone really boring to look at, and basically it's a setting you can put on that you can put on super quickly that puts your phone into black and white mode, and it's surprising at how like unengaging it is. So I'm going to post that. Set it up on your phone. It is for an iPhone. If anyone knows how to do that for an Android or any other phone, do comment and I'll share it. But yeah, do that, and then set your phone up to the black and white mode. And my challenge for you today is to leave it like that all night and see if you engage with your phone less. So yeah, I will be here tomorrow. If anyone has any questions, comment or DM me. I'm more than happy to chat away. Oh, yay, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for joining me. That was a dream. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thanks guys. Amazing. So yeah, I will let you go off now and hopefully you might sleep a bit better. If you want to, I'll try and save this. You can watch it again if you're not going to bed just yet. I mean, I'm probably not going to go to bed just yet. But I also have another IGTV that's quite similar to this on the hands if you wanted to do a little bit extra. So yeah, I'll leave you to it. Thank you very much, and I'll share that reel now, and hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow.